Alejandro Estivill is Deputy Chief of Mission of the Embassy of Mexico to the United States and became Acting Ambassador of Mexico to the U.S. last month. He joins us to discuss the role of the embassy in the lives of Mexican immigrants to the United States, which is a big job. And so maybe we could begin by having you discuss the population you seek to serve. How large is it? Where are they spread out geographically?
Thank you for having me here. Yes, it's a big challenge. We are talking about 33 million people with a Mexican origin. Among them, almost 12 million were born in Mexico. So it's a lot of people, but at the same time, it's the most entrepreneurial, very young. It's an engine for the productivity of the United States and part of the productivity of Mexico.
Yes, I think the median age is 38 years old, so it is a young population.
Lower than that. We're in the case of Mexico, is the Mexicans already here is lower, but at the same time is the one that is growing. So a lot of the new Americans are going to be with a Latino origin, a Mexican origin, because of that growth of that population.
What are the types of services that are needed and that you seek to offer?
We have a network of 50 consulates because it's the biggest network in the world that the country has in another country. And it's very important that we, of course, provide with documentation, which is particularly relevant. Of course, the protection that they need so that we can tackle a little bit the vulnerability that this population has. But at the same time, it's very important that we're going to a second and third generation of services with a window for health, because we want to foster the healthy activities and healthy policies that these people decide to take. And of course, education. The education is the main thing that we need for them to be responding to their entrepreneurial interests. And now we were here talking about the financial window, something that we're going to start because they have to take better decisions in terms of the financial service and the financial possibilities they have in order to become a better region, Mexico, United States.
The size, the 50 consulates, that's a huge operation. And is it something unique about the types of services you offer, or is it just the size of the population alone that demands that type of
the two things. Of course, 10% of our population lives here, but at the same time is a decision that the Mexican government took many years ago, but that we have decided to foster. Is part of us, and we have to provide them with those services. So we believe that we are an example in the world of a way to reach your community overseas and provoke that they become immediately very relevant for the place where they live. They're very important for the United States, and subsequently they are very important for Mexico in a regional vision. Really, we are very, very integrated. The productivity of the two countries together is it's a multiplication of productivity for the two countries.
And speaking of reaching the people, do they reach out to you? Do they seek services, or is it an education campaign where you're trying to let them know you're there for them?
Both things happen. Of course, the documentation is very relevant, so they go to the consulate, but at the same time, we have built among years a lot of trust. So it's also important that they hear, and we go to the networks of different broadcasting companies that do it in Spanish, radio stations, community colleges. We also have services that are very, very avant-garde. For example, what we call the mobile consulate. That is a consulate that moves and goes to other places in areas where we can reach the community. We also have the on wheels consulate, which is a van that goes to a place and stays for 3-4 days. We announce that all in the media, so the community feels a proximity of the consulate, and they start to build up this interest and this trust.
It's sort of the bookmobile concept to a new level, bringing the embassy to them or the consulate to them. What are the greatest challenges that you face?
I believe the biggest challenge is, of course, this need for certainty that the community has. In this moment, we are discussing the executive action of the president that could benefit a lot, really a big amount of people. And if that happens, all those communities, in the case of those that are undocumented or many others, will feel that they can develop their skills and their work in a certain environment. And that will provoke really an increase in productivity that will have an impact in the economy, in their personal families. They also have better wages. All that is going to happen. So what we need is better informed applicants, that they know the rights, they know the rules, they behave in those ways, and it will spark a really profitable situation for all.
So when there is a change to U.S. policy or U.S. law, do you then jump into action and begin an education campaign
to try to? We have started since now.
Yes.
Since now we are really informing, because the situation about this executive action can provoke a little bit confusion.
Sure,
So
fear,
we
confusion.
need those Mexicans to understand exactly where they are and the rules and how they can benefit from it. So we are really outreaching with a lot of information, a lot. We have hired people, new employees for the consulate, so among 1,000 in all this network, dedicated to inform and to give to these people the tools that they need to really react immediately if that is needed.
One of the unfortunate things we can track in history is misconceptions about immigrant populations. What is most misunderstood about the Mexican immigration or immigrant population?
Yes, we fight with the stereotypes that are there. Of course, the idea of a Mexican that is not abiding the law, that could be someone lazy, and it's absolutely incorrect. The real stereotype, it exists, and a stereotype is a productive person who works a lot. They are dedicated to work because that means profit for themselves, from their families, very law abiding, and also very people that wants to assimilate. And we as Mexico have understand that the best for them is that they assimilate the best here in the country that has been so grateful and so well important for their lives. So this assimilation is a factor that we have to talk about. In general terms, if we can change these stereotypes and we provoke more familiarity between the two communities, the American and the Latino origin community, all of them will have a great benefit.
Well, final thought is just for people who want more information. Mexican immigrants who would like to know more about the services directly, or just interested people in the entire relationship between the two countries, where can they come for more information?
Well, this network of consulates, everyone has a special internet web page that immediately they can use. But of course, if they go to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Secretaría de Relaciones Exteriores in Mexico, they will immediately see all those possibilities of services. And also we have managed to have a great network of NGOs, community colleges, churches, different stakeholders that are for many years helping our consulate network to reach the communities so they know where we are and immediately they can go there. We are also using a lot of new technological tools. Mm-hmm. You have an app, Mi Consulado, that gives you the possibility that using a smartphone immediately have the contact with your consulate and know all those services that are available immediately.
You find all that on the embassy website, I'm guessing.
Yes, of course, the embassy website connects to all those consulates immediately.
Well, Ambassador Estivill, thank you very much for joining us. This is a fascinating and big job that you're overseeing.
It's really motivating. It's something that can change your life when you're a diplomat.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you very much.